This is the journal or the sketchbook that I made last year when we went on a camping trip. This year we're going to Sweden and I want to make a sketchbook, a travel sketchbook that I can bring along on my travels and sketch our experiences and sketch what I see. And I want to try to make my perfect sketchbook. I like the accordion style when it comes to travel journaling. I tried it out last year and I really liked it. So I've definitely decided that I want to make an accordion sketchbook. And so I have, if you want to make one, you're going to need some strips of watercolor paper. This is Canson, and I just made it 15 centimeters tall. I don't know how much that is in inches. 2 seconds. Let's just see. That is 6 inches. I made it 6 inches in height, and then I'm gonna make it about, I don't know, about 4 inches wide, and I'm gonna make it an accordion. So I will have to, because I have decided that I want 24 pages in mine. So I think that we are gonna be gone for 5 days, so that should be plenty, because last year I felt that I was running out of space and I had to limit myself, so I want to make it a bit bigger than last year. And then I'm going to make a cover. So, but let's just take a look at the one from last year. So this is the journal that I worked in last year. It hasn't got as many pages. It has approximately the same size. I like the size. I don't want huge pages to fill, because I will be going away with my family. This year I've decided that I won't journal as much in my travel sketchbook. I'm just mainly gonna draw. And I like to work on both sides when I use an accordion. I know other people prefer only to paint on one side. So I've decided this year I will make a cover out of, this is from an old paper pad, and my pages will be 15 centimeters by 12. So I'm gonna make my cover 15.5 centimeters by 12.5. So I don't know how much that is in inches, and you don't have to use the same measurements as I do. I just like that size. So that's what I'm gonna do. And first we're gonna decide on the materials or the cloth that I will be covering. So I picked out some that I thought were summery. This is like the strawberries, but I'm not too crazy about the gray background. And then I have this, which I quite like, because I think it reminds me of like Scandinavian folk art, kind of. That's the vibes it gives me. And then I have this very pretty floral, but I think I'm gonna go with that one. And I have picked out a ribbon for my closure. So first I will cut out my pages, my covers, and you're also gonna need these long strips. This is Canson watercolor paper. Very difficult to have in frame. I'm gonna fold that using a bone folder, and I'll show you that out in a minute. But first I'm gonna cut my covers using an X-Acto knife, and then I'm gonna be back. So I have my 2 pieces of thick cardboard here, bookboard. this is just, you can use book board. This is just, as I said, the backing on a paper pad. And this, I just cut 2 pieces of my fabric so I can cover my cardstock. And now I have to make my, I have to cover it, but my glue, this is clogged beyond repair, so I just have to be careful and try and do it without this one and just smear it out. I think I have a credit card that I could use to spread it out. Oh, this is an old gift card. So you can use any kind of, this is just a PVA glue, a very thick PVA glue that has seen better days, but it works just fine. And I'm just spreading it all in a even layer. I'm just turning it around. And this, I've spilled paint on this, on my cardstock here, but cardboard, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to be you're going to be covering that, so no one is going to see it. And so I'm just going to use my bone folder too. And now I just made a right mess, so I'm just going to clean off my mat for any excess. And I'm just going to leave this to dry for a bit and then glue the other one down. Doing the same thing. Trying not to get my head in the way. I need to find some new wood glue soon. I can tell this is getting all weird. And so, hoping for better weather. Europe is having some really crazy weather these days. There's been some major heat waves across Europe. Here in Denmark we had some pretty foul weather in the middle of the week. It was very, very hot, but now it's cooled down and now it's super rainy, so it was too hot to be outside and do urban sketching a couple of days ago, and now it's raining, so I'm hoping for better weather when we're going to Sweden. So now we have these. And now I'm going to cut these corners. Not all the way to the not all the way to the cardboard, just almost. And now I'm gonna glue it down like this. Using my glue. But I'm gonna pause and get back because I need my glue not to be all blobby and crazy, so I'll be back. Now we're back, and hopefully, yeah, this works much better now. After some fiddling, I managed to get it working. Because I want enough, but not too much glue. And here I'm just going to use my finger and pull the fabric down and use my bone folder to press it down. And again. And here I need to push in this corner to have a nicer corner. And over here as well. This needs a bit more glue. Sorry, that's the tripod again. And so now this is very sticky and it needs to dry. And I think I'm gonna hold the corners down with using these silver clips, just to make sure that it stays. And I'm gonna do the same with this one, and I'll be back. So my covers are almost dry, but as you can see, they bend. So I'm just gonna put them underneath my craft mat as we're working on the pages, for them to flatten out. And now we need to work on the pages. So I have these these very long strips of canson paper. You can buy them in huge sheets. I think this was an A1 size or A2 size. Very big pieces in your craft store, and I just tore them. I like this rough torn edge, and I'm gonna make my pages be 12 centimeters wide. So here and here. I will try. This is not easy to do on screen. I'm just going to use my ruler to fold my paper and use a bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use the edge of a scissor. You can use a scissor to do the same, so you get a nice sharp edge. And now the trick is I have to fold it the other way. So now I'm measuring again 12 centimeters. Trying to do this without knocking over everything. And again using my bone folder. So now I have two pages, and I'm gonna make 2 more. I think I can get 2 more out of this strip, and I will fold my pieces and I'll show you how I glue my strips together. So I will be back. Now I have my folded strips and I'm gonna glue them together. As you can see, I've left a bit an overhang here at the end, so I can glue these 2 pages together, and my accordion can just continue on, and I can make it as long as I want. So I'm just gonna put some of my glue, and I'm using PVA because I want it to stick. I don't want my accordion to fall apart. And so I'm just putting this right to the edge, almost to the edge. I still need it to be able to fold, and just use my bone folder to press it down and just turn it around to see if there's any excess glue. It will, of course, mean that there is this sort of overhang here, but I don't mind, and I'm just going to work across that when I'm working in my book, and I'm just gonna while it dries, clip it together. And now I have to make sure that my accordion folds the right way. So this is the way I want it in my book. And so now so if you have one that is the wrong way, you can just fold the accordion the other way. And I'm just going to glue this one here as well. Not the easiest thing to fit on my desk, but we'll make it. We'll manage. So you can make your accordion as long as you like. You can just glue strips together. And while this dries, I'll just put it to the side. We will take a look at the covers that are all nice and flat now. And as you can see, there's really no up or down on this one, so I don't have to pay attention to any sort of direction that I need to take. I have my ribbon here that I want to use as a closure, and I think I'm gonna stick some double-sided tape down and then some masking tape on top. I have to rummage around for my masking tape, so I'm just gonna put roughly in the middle just to hold it down. And I'm one of the persons that really dislike double-sided tape. I think it's a nightmare to peel the backing off. And I'm just going to use a piece of this on top to make sure that it stays. And we're going to glue my page on top of this so that this won't be visible. I just want my cover to have a closure, so it will close like this once we have the pages in. I think that would be really pretty. And so now I need to glue in my pages. I now have my accordion here, and I need to attach it to my cover. And so I'm going to put glue on this part and put the cover on. And just spreading it out to make an even layer. And now I have to place this so it's straight on the cover and not. So I'm trying to do this without getting my big head in the way. So this is the front cover, and I'm just going to put some bulldog clips is here, just to make sure that it sticks. And now I have to put the back cover on. Almost used the wrong glue. Really need to buy some more of this wood glue. And now comes the fun part. Lining this up so the covers are pretty much lined up, and so the book looks like a book when it's closed, like this. And again, I'm gonna put some bulldog clips here because this is one of the pressure points. So I want it to stick. And now I'm gonna leave my book to dry until the morning. But this is, as you can see, pretty easy. And I know I've heard some people ask, when you're urban sketching and you're working in accordion, how do you work in it without it flopping about? Well, it's pretty easy. If you take a bulldog clip and clip it here where the two covers meet, as you can see, this is sturdy. This doesn't move, so you have a sturdy surface to work on. And so working in an accordion sketchbook is not that difficult. I would suggest, if you work in one, to work in spreads like this, because then you can, if you want to work here across these two spreads from page 2 to page 3, it will get floppy. But if you work in spreads like this, it's easier to work in, and you can just use your bulldog clip to keep it closed, to keep it from moving about when you're working. So I am gonna leave you with that, and I will be back later on when I've been on my vacation. I will be posting more videos before that, but I promise when I filled this little cute sketchbook up, I like this size. It's bigger than an A5 size. Oh, A6. It's wider than an A6, so I like that I have a bit more space to work on, but it's also not too overwhelming a size. I can pretty easily fill a page without my family getting all impatient with me. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you in the next one, and thank you for watching. Bye.